Gentlemen, many of you have been following me for a time, and I want to thank you for that. If this is your first time joining, thank you. Let's continue. This is going to be a good video. I want to talk today about flaky behavior and why men do it. And there are many men that do this a lot. And I want to drill down into what this actually is. So let's get started. Flaky behavior. How does this look? You flake out because you want to build in some contingency time for your kids' activities and you want some wiggle room in there. Or your wife, your significant other, your spouse makes a change and you want some flexibility in there because you want to, well, you're not feeling really secure about whether or not I told her about my plan or not. So you want some room in there to be able to say no, just in case. Or it comes down to, I want to be able to give myself the ability to say, I don't feel like it. Okay, all right. Now let's talk about you doing this over and over again. This over and over and over again habit. Why do you do that? I think it's just a habit for you. Now, here's how I talk from experience. I used to be one of these creatures where I flaked out. And I would flake out because I just wanted to be able to afford myself the ability to say no if I didn't. But here's what it does, men. We're wired a little bit differently when it comes to this, and we will emit the energy out there. We will transmit it out there to our wives. And what that does, when we do things like that, when we flake out, it sends a message to them that you're wishy-washy. You can't even keep a commitment to yourself. What makes you think that you're going to be able to keep a commitment to them? It doesn't make the relationship feel very good. But let's talk about what it really means granular. When I did this, and I'm coming to a lot of these thoughts recently because I wanted to dive into why this was a habitual thing for me, habitual habit. And it's because I didn't feel like I had any value or I had anything to give a friendship. Let's say my buddy asked me to go out to the driving range and I'd come up with an excuse. Nah, can't go, not really good at golfing, don't have any money. Does that sound like you? Or, I don't really want to go out for pool. I don't have much money and it's a school night. So I got lots of work to do tomorrow. I'm busy. The busy, our lives are busy. And busy is just an excuse. What it really comes down to, like I said, is you don't feel like you have any value to give to the friendship, the relationship of your buddies. And I really didn't feel like I had any value to give to my friends. And not only that, I didn't feel comfortable talking about the problems that I already had because I didn't want to be reminded of the problems that I already had. And God forbid, have them give me some advice on how to solve them. I didn't want to be helped. So I had two problems. I didn't have any value that I felt to give to that relationship, or relationships, friendships. And I didn't want to be reminded of my problems that I already knew I had. If you don't commit to yourself, if you don't make commitments or goals to yourself, you're sending a message to yourself that it doesn't matter and you don't matter. You see what that does to you? It makes you feel like you're not really worthy of your own time with your friends, to which you are. It sends a message to yourself that every time you do this, that you can't, and you won't, and you get more of the same. I'm not able to commit. I'm not able to have a commitment or a set activity with the guys. I'm not able to say something and follow through with it. The follow through is the key thing. Regardless if it goes sideways or not, you will meet it. Or you won't. You'll get more of the same. Now, as you do that consistently, you've given yourself the problem. You've created this own problem for yourself. So now that you know this problem is all that your own, and it's all an issue of self-worth and your inability to commit because you don't feel like you add value to friendships. The rest, the hardest step is saying, yeah, this is my problem. And the next hardest step is going, okay, where do I start? So here's what I have to offer you. I've been through this. I've done this a number of times. And I'm helping men discover what they're missing in life. And this is the essence of what they're missing in life. And this is the key ingredient to connection, self-connection, self-love. And this ingredient is the one you're missing in your marriage. It's the one you're missing in your relationship. It is the one ingredient that makes you feel unsafe when you do it consistently, and that is flaking out. But when you reel all that in and you make a decision and you commit to it, you send a message that you're safe. You send a message that you're reliable, that you're a provider, that you're a protector, that you're going to do those things. And guess what that does for you? That makes you a strong pillar in your relationship again, doesn't it? All right. So what are you going to do now? Your next step is to contact me. It's info@thevaliantlifestyle.com. info@thevaliantlifestyle.com. Who better to help you through this than me? I've gone through it, I've done it, and I know what it is, and I've cracked the code. Here we go. Let's do this.